Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Thursdays at 3 with Alice. Today we're going to be talking about tailgating, some really exciting recipes you can make that just, will be the best recipe at the party, and doesn't everybody want that? So we're going to make a taco dip, and we're going to start with some hard-boiled eggs with a secret ingredient. I wonder what it will be. So are you ready to get started? If you need to start from the very beginning and boil some eggs, you can definitely do stovetop, do whatever you've done, but we have just launched this new quick cooker and I'm learning how to use it. So you guys get to learn with me today too. So you'll get to hear me, but I want you to be able to see what we're doing today. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera down just a little bit. There we go. So I got my handy dandy little book on how to do eggs in the quick cooker. And if you can see this, let me get it out above the thing. This is our, the Paper Chef's version of the Instapot. So you listen, it sounds like R2-D2. Very fancy. So we have to put our little tray in the bottom. We need 6 eggs. And you guys aren't gonna have to sit, that one has a crack in it, thank you Publix. You guys aren't gonna have to sit through that, but it'll be interesting that you'll get to see it in the background the whole time we're making these. So super easy. There's an instructional video on my YouTube that tells you how to use it, but I'm just gonna show you today. I'm following the directions. I put the wire rack in. Oh, you know what I almost forgot? You need a cup of water, because if you're gonna use an Instapot or the quick cooker, you need to be able to offer it some steam. So you put it on. I'm gonna hit custom. I'm gonna hit time. Let's see, maybe I didn't clear it out from before. Here we go, custom. Time. According to this, it says it takes 12 minutes. So it's going to build pressure in the background while we're doing our other stuff, and then I'll be able to make our hard-boiled eggs. So here it goes. I'm just going to push R2-D2, my little quick cooker, to the side, and now we're going to get started building the very special, magical hard-boiled eggs, also known as deviled eggs. So before the show started, I went ahead and just did 6 just to be able to show you, and I just wanted you to be able to see how easy they are to peel. So if you have a pressure cooker or some sort of pot that you use, I'd love for your comments. Maybe there's some tricks that I don't know because I'm just getting started, but I can tell you I make really good deviled eggs. So no matter how you boil the eggs, you're gonna get my secret today. And it's not that big of a secret, but it's a nice one. So we have our egg. If you have been a longtime Paper Chef fan, does anybody know what this is called? Oh, should I tell? All right, tell you what, I'll mail a cookbook to the first person who can comment what this is. So we've got our special tool, which I'm not going to tell you what it is. That'll be our little trivia for today. And we've got, it's so nicely boiled if you can see that. And I love that it gives it these nice ridges. The tool is named after what it does, just a hint. And I'm going to grab our Pampered Chef Cool and Serve. Da, 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 da. If you guys haven't been to a party and seen this in action, I'll just show you really quick. I don't know if you can hear it. There's a gel inside. This goes in the freezer overnight, and then it'll keep the hard-boiled eggs, the deviled eggs, or a shrimp tray or whatever, because there's a flat side, cool, for about 4 hours inside. In Florida, it's a little tougher for us, but. So now we've got our hard-boiled eggs all cooked up, ready to turn them into deviled eggs. And there are 2 things that I like to do to make sure that my deviled eggs are the best at the party. The first one is, this is our microplane adjustable grater. I'm gonna make a little video on how to open this, so don't freak out if you own this. I'll show you at another time. But I open it all the way up, and the difference is, we're gonna shred some cheese in a minute. You see how big those holes are for a regular grater? The microplane is if you're gonna shred Parmesan cheese, or you need a little ginger or some lemon zest or something like that. Well, when I use my Easy Accent Decorator to make my eggs, I like to make sure that the egg yolks are finely chopped. And so I could use the manual food processor, but this guarantees me that I will get no big clumps stuck in the end of my Easy Accent Decorator. So as you can see, I've just put the egg yolks into the holder. I'm gonna grate it back and forth. Just make sure you get a good sized bowl, because it is a little bit messy, but I tell you, it is worth it. So there are egg yolks. Nice and smooth. You can see it's almost in powder form. It's going to make all the difference. Now, as far as measurements go, I usually make 2 dozen deviled eggs, which is 12 hard-boiled eggs. I would say I probably do maybe a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. On a deviled egg, I'm more of the kind of person that's going to just kind of see for texture. So I'm gonna just go ahead and add a little bit of mayonnaise because I wanna leave room for my secret ingredient, also known as some ranch dressing. Who doesn't have ranch dressing already in the fridge? You just grab your bottle. We're just gonna add a little tablespoon or 2. So remember, you don't want as much mayonnaise because that's where some of your extra liquid is gonna come from. And then you definitely want a little salt and pepper. And I'm just gonna go for the big dog and not my shaker today. So we got some pepper. Feeling a little healthy today. Why don't we go with a little, ooh, that's too much. See, that's why you pour it in your hand because you're never sure how it's gonna come out. I never worry about wasting salt. So I'm gonna give it a good stir. I'm gonna see, is it the kind of texture that I want? I tell you what, if you're doing any kind of a plan that's low carb, having hard-boiled eggs, deviled eggs, that kind of thing, ready to go in your fridge. It's a great snack, it's tasty. Maybe you wanna make your own mayonnaise like Whole30, just depends. So I was winging it, I didn't really measure, but I just wanna show you that it's nice and smooth. And like I said, I'm not gonna have to worry about it getting stuck in the Easy Accent Decorator. If you have had one of these for years, I hope this inspires you to go back in your drawer and pull it out. You know, you can frost a cake with it, add a few touches. You can also do your eggs and you'll be the fanciest eggs at the party. All right, and I'm not gonna wash that bowl because I got 6 more eggs coming in my new Pampered Chef quick cooker. So here we go. Are you ready? Front and center. Dun, 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 dun. And remember, if you have this jam to the top, you can kind of push on here to get started, but really that's why we gave you this lever. And I have successfully made deviled eggs, the filling in, oh, I don't know, 7 minutes? Oh, I put too much in there and ran out at the end. Here's a little trick that I know. Sometimes I just use my hand. Ooh. And you can push. These are the behind the scenes secrets, how you get all of the mixture. Ta-da! And there we have it. And so what I tend to do when I go to a party is I'll do half the load with paprika and half without because not everybody really likes that. So now you have fresh deviled eggs, be the best one at the party. Again, this is the Pampered Chef Cool and Serve. These guys go in the freezer and then you don't have to worry about the eggs turning funky during the party that you really wanted to bring the Mac Daddy dish to. Oh, and I should tell you, there's a lid, which I just dropped on the floor before the show started, and that's how you show up to your party. So if you're in the area of Winter Springs and you want to come on by for some hard-boiled deviled eggs, feel free. So that's our first recipe, and I just wanted you to be able to see my face again. The second recipe we're going to make is a recipe that I have been making since probably 1992 when I met someone named Lori Reppes, who we all went to college together. She's made this recipe for years. It's always a crowd pleaser. It's 3 ingredients. It's super easy to make, and I hope that you can maybe do this for your friends or family on college game day or NFL, whatever. Maybe you're just feeling like you want some dip. So it's 3 ingredients. We're going to start with some cream cheese. Don't worry, I'll show you, but this is like so low tech, anybody can make it. So you start with a brick of cream cheese, and we're just gonna mash that down. You can put it in the microwave if you want in order to soften it up, but that's kind of just the base of your recipe. And then totally and easily available to anyone who can get to Walmart, Winn-Dixie, Publix, doesn't matter, is a can of Hormel turkey chili. Well, you can use the regular chili, But let me just tell you, the turkey chili only has 3 grams of fat, and I think the regular chili has like 25. So, you know, if you're on a high fat diet, go for the regular, but if not, the turkey chili, that's the way to go. So you just pour that out. This is what I'm saying. Anybody can make this dip. If you're going to a party and you don't want to have to worry about cleanup, buy an 8x8 dish, one of those aluminum pans that you can just heat it up, put some tin foil over it, and take it to the party. So now I'm gonna go back to where you can see my hands because this is my favorite part. We're gonna shred some cheese. So all I did was spread some cream cheese and some chili. Anybody can do that. Open up your drawer, get out a spoon, but grating the cheese, and this is how it goes at my house all the time. The wonderful and fabulous adjustable cheese grater. So I will just show you really quick. There's no magic trick to it, but you kind of have to put your thumb on there and it works as a trigger, almost like you got your hand in a big squirt gun and you pull on the handle. And that's what adjusts this. So if this has been sitting in your drawer because you can't open it, go ahead and open the drawer, get it out, and go for it. So you can do this and you can do it over a bowl. I always do mine teepee style. And I usually just grab a plate. I lost count how many times my kids have seen me do this recipe. Do this cheese grating. But there's just nothing like fresh shredded cheese. It melts better, it tastes better. Anybody have their cheese grater that they've been using and they can attest to the fact that the cheese just grates so much nicer. And I tell you what, sometimes if we take a trip, maybe I grate some cheese, I think, oh, we'll eat that next week, and then we take a trip and the cheese sits in the fridge a little bit longer than expected, and it is still good. I never worry about this cheese getting moldy or any weird caking happening, any of that kind of stuff. So here we are, grating some cheese. Super easy to do. I love it. Give it a rinse, goes in the top rack of the dishwasher. We had quesadillas last night with some leftover chicken, and it melted superbly, of course. And the best part is my dog usually hangs out on the other side of the kitchen counter, and when I get to the end, because I don't want to lose a knuckle, I usually just tuck it. So sometimes you can just throw this in your recipe, or sometimes you can just give it to your puppy. Ooh, this is gonna be cheesy goodness. Cheesy, cheesy goodness. Why is there not a college game I want to watch tonight? Because I am good to go. All right, can you see that? So now we have our dip. It takes about 15-20 minutes in the oven, whatever you got time for. If you're in a hurry, you can microwave it. Chips are on sale at Publix, 2 for $6 right now. And there you have it. You have the ultimate 2 of my very favorite recipes to take to your next party, game night, whatever it would be. So thanks for stopping by today at Thursdays at 3 with Alice. And I will just kind of post these in the comments so that you know what the secret ingredient is to the deviled eggs, and so that you know how to make this dip, because it's super easy. I probably already said that a million times because it is, and let's see, 1982, so 26 years, as long as Dave and I have been together, I've been making this recipe. And you can also buy the turkey chili on sale at Publix this week. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week on Thursdays at 3.